tonight, President Trump will take the podium, and he will have a joint address to Congress and clearly to the nation. Just heard the minority leader of the Senate come to the floor and talk about President Trump's promises. Well, let me talk about those promises, promises made, promises kept by President Trump. He's only been in the office now for 7 weeks, and he has a very strong record of accomplishment in those 7 weeks. What did he promise he would do? He said he would cut wasteful Washington spending. Well, that's a promise that he's kept. What we are seeing is the most comprehensive audit of federal spending of money in history. This administration already in just these short weeks has identified $55 billion of savings. President Trump promised to secure the border. Well, he's kept that promise as well. He immediately began deporting criminal illegal immigrants. They're here in the country illegally, and they were criminals, heinous crimes. We're talking about murders, rapists, drug dealers. The word got out around the world. Illegal border crossings in February dropped to an all-time low. President Trump said he would unleash American energy. He's kept that promise as well. On day one, President Trump declared a national energy emergency. Now, this is going to unlock America's full energy potential. He withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord, did it once before, but Joe Biden put us back in. What we saw in the Biden administration is they applied handcuffs to American energy producers and American energy production. President Trump said, no, we're not doing that. He's opened Alaska's vast amounts of energy for the American people. He pulled the plug on Biden's electric vehicle mandates. He reopened 625 million acres of offshore drilling. Remember, Joe Biden in the final days of administration with his midnight regulation to ban that exploration for American energy. President Trump promised to protect women who participate in sports. He kept that promise. The Trump administration marks a return to common sense. We have seen that return to common sense also, Mr. President, here in the United States Senate, because we're determined to get America back on track. There is no time to waste. One measure of our rapid start is the historic pace with which we've been able to confirm members of President Trump's cabinet. Senate Republicans have now confirmed 20 members of President Trump's cabinet. We confirmed President Trump's education secretary just last evening. So compared to previous presidents, this is a remarkable pace. It's more confirmations than President Obama found that he had at this point in 2009, more confirmations than President Biden had in 2021. It surpasses the timeline of any president in recent history. President Trump's nominees are strong, they are smart, they have a history of success, and that history is going to continue now that they're members of the cabinet. Our successes had direct impact on President Trump's agenda. With his team in place, President Trump has been able to execute effectively and efficiently. The Senate is also acting decisively to secure the border. Within days of taking office, the Senate Republicans passed the Laken Riley Act. The Laken Riley Act is named after a young nursing student in Georgia. She was murdered by an illegal immigrant. She was just out for a jog. We've named the bill in her honor. The Laken Riley Act saves American lives. It requires illegal immigrant criminals to be deported. It was bipartisan legislation. 12 Democrats voted with us to pass this legislation, and it is now the law of the land. The Laken Riley Act sends a clear message that tragedies like this can never be allowed to happen again in the United States of America, that the era of open borders is over. Senate Republicans mean business. After years of crises, we are now securing the border. The numbers tell the story. We are deporting illegal immigrant criminals on a daily basis. And we are also working with the House of Representatives on our shared agenda. We're delivering on the promises that we made to the American people. We're going to secure the border. We'll restore peace through strength. We're unleashing American energy, and we're going to stop the Democrats' oncoming freight train of a $4 trillion tax increase. Democrats oppose all of these things. They want to raise American public taxes by $4 trillion. Mr. President, we're going to stop that. President Trump is only, 43 days in this office in his historic presidency, an incredible comeback victory, the comeback king, as I call him, from his ability to win this election, 312 electoral votes, every one of the battleground states. And this president has not wasted a second, a minute, an hour, or a day in office because he knows how important it is to act quickly. And he's doing that. He's solving the urgent problems that are facing our nation. It's what the American people elected him to do. It's what the American people expect, and that's what the American people are seeing. So the president is working with the House and with the Senate, all of us working together to get America back on track. And we're going to deliver what the American people have asked for, safety and prosperity for the people of this great country.